on camera? Right. So Kevin, Conor and Khabibs tomorrow night. And what I find most interesting is Khabib's painted as this undefeatable monster, and yet, out of all the lightweight division, you're the one who's been calling him out for years and years and years. What do you see in him that the others don't? Why are you the one who thinks, yeah, this guy's beatable?
Every man has his patterns. Every man got a certain way that he moved. He got a certain tendencies, and Khabib's got those same patterns, those same tendencies for years, and he ain't feeling them. I still see the same holes. So I like that when everybody thinks he's unbeatable and all that. I want him to win this fight. I'm not picking him to win this fight, but I want him to win this fight just so I can be the one to take away that that just get the rise up out of me. But the man's very beatable.
Why do you think? You said you're not picking him. Why do you think Conor gets it?
A smart fighter is going to be able to take advantage of those situations, of those tendencies, and it kind of what he does is tailor-made for a style like Conor's. The only thing that will hold it back is whether Conor gives up on himself. You know, Conor can talk all that he wants about the confidence and everything. The man's coming off a very hard fight. He lost his last one. His last one in MMA before that in Nate Diaz was a tough, drag-him-out fight. If his confidence is shook and he gives up, then it's going to be a long night for him. But his style just plays too much into Khabib's style plays too much into his hands, and he should go ahead and put him on his ass.
What's the longest time you've been out of the sport after you started?
This has been the longest time. It's been six months. Getting a little antsy. Give me a little Nearmouth vodka in me.
Oh, there it is. There's a sponsorship.
You know, but I still, throughout this whole time, I'm still constantly improving. I've even shot my shot a couple of times. I tried to make some fights happen. They just didn't materialize. But I'm still steady in the gym. I'm still constantly improving. And, you know, this last 6 weeks, I've really put myself through the ringer, being ready just in case tonight didn't go well.
So if that's you after 6 months and you say you're a bit antsy, can you imagine what it'd be like after 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know how guys do it. I really don't. I love this. I love the sport. I love just constantly trying to get better and improve myself. I don't feel like if I'm doing that every day, then I just get weird. I get mad. I'm not too pleasant to be around. When I am, I'm enjoyable. I love it. So, you know, I could do this for a very long time. I love it.
I'm not a professional fighter, so you'll have to tell me, but in some of the pre-fight videos and stuff, Khabib's had noticeable bruising around his right eye, which would sort of be the suggestion that's where a left straight or a hook comes from, which is obviously Conor's best punch. Is that a tell, or is that something like, oh, he's just been sparring hard and it's nothing really and it's just the media looking too much into it? What do you think? If you were fighting him, would you see that and be like, oh, thank you?
Maybe. I wouldn't read too much into it. You know, sometimes you can see something that's not there too. It's good to see something that people don't see, but you know, sometimes you see a little too much. I don't see any even powerful southpaws that he really brought out for this training camp. So there's no telling where that you know, you might be right. He might be getting cracked by left hook, and if you're getting cracked by left hooks by somebody who's less talented than a power striker and a precision striker like Conor, it ain't gonna look too good for him. But that can happen to anything, though.
Do you believe this idea that Khabib smashed all these opponents, but there's no one, he's not really fought that top tier of competition?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got great management. I think they did a good job selling him. I think they did a good job paying him to sit on the sidelines. I think he did a good job avoiding fights leading up to it. You know, people want to talk about Conor avoiding fights before he really got big, but I never really saw that. I never really saw Conor being the one to avoid a fight. He took a lot of tough, hard matchups for him early, and Khabib just hasn't. You know, he's fought a lot of guys on late notice. He's fought a lot of guys on, you know, making his UFC debut, coming in there, stepping into a main event. So I don't think he has fought that top level of competition yet, especially for him to be talking about trying to retire. That really loses all respect from me. I really didn't have too much for the man anyway, but when you talk about this going to be your first real fight, you're going to fight it, you might win, and then you're going to retire. God, come on, what are we doing here? Right. What are you in it for? What are you doing it for? What are you doing this sport for? For legacy? What the fuck does that mean? What do you care what these people think anyway?
Yeah. So let's talk about you now. So I heard you earlier say that you're waiting to see what happens on Saturday night before you start saying something. Cracks me up every time I have a drink. Is it Conor and Khabib you're looking at, or is it Tony and Anthony?
I'm more interested in that Tony and Anthony fight. Conor and Khabib are there, but that's just more of a long-term. It's a long-term goal. You know, I'm always realistic. I'm always kind of planning ahead in my mind. I know realistically I'm 1-2 wins away from fighting Khabib if he wins, or Conor in that case. But it's still there. They know it's still there. I'm more so looking at that Anthony and Tony fight, especially after seeing them on Wednesday and seeing that both of them showed up ready to fight. I'm expecting a damn good fight out of that one, and I'm expecting whoever wins that is going to be hungry for another one.
It's quite a turnaround for Anthony, isn't it? Because, you know, maybe a year ago people think, oh, his race is run almost, he's on his way out. It's pretty quickly he's come round, and if he beats Tony this Saturday, then who knows where he could go. So it's funny how that's just an observation, it's funny how the sport changes so quick, you know.
And it's a lot of shine for me to steal. You know, there is a car coming up in Milwaukee. You know, cheers.
I think on that note we'll call it a day. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, Mark.